back to my channel. My name is Boy Jock and I'm a basketball player that wants to help other basketball players reach their full potential. If you already have not caught on, basketball is changing right in front of our eyes. It's time to break the mold. Don't settle. Don't think that basketball is going to stay the traditional way that it's always been in the past. We have players that are 7'5" that are about to enter the league and change the entire game. We have Bol that's 7'3", that's doing stuff that a point guard's doing. We have Giannis, we have KD, all these players. It's time to take your game to the next level. Learn to post up, learn to dribble down the floor, learn to shoot threes, learn everything that has to do with basketball and be a well-rounded player. So when I started to hoop, I was thrown in the post straight away. I didn't really appreciate that because at that time I was very uncoordinated because of my height. I was very skinny and weak. And I realized when I was watching the NBA that a lot of these players were playing towards their strengths instead of their weaknesses. So for example, Kevin Durant, he was very tall, so he just shoot over players. Paul George was very tall as well. So those are the main players that I would watch when I was younger. Scottie Pippen, Tracy McGrady as well. Those guys were very tall, but they were playing like guards. So at that time it was just very confusing for me because I'm like, I can do what these players are doing. I just need to work on it. And the guards that are around me, when they get into the paint, like they're just too small. So why don't I just work on that skill and develop my game so I can be more effective on the court? Unfortunately, my coach did not agree with me at all. All my teammates did not agree with me at all. Everywhere I went, it was just stuck with that traditional style of play that I necessarily did not agree with at all. So I just started to work on my game by myself. I wasn't able to play in games and show my skills that I work on, like for example, ball handling and shooting, but I stuck with it and I kept on doing it, and I started to see the results, which is very important because then I wasn't boxed in. Like no one could be like, all right, you're gonna go to the post. I'll just dribble the ball out and just start dribbling, go one-on-one, because the players that were guarding me, they were the same height and the same speed. Maybe some of them were slower and faster, but around the same height. And they weren't used to guarding guards. And somebody that tall being that fast and quick and agile. So I started to work on those things because I saw other players around me doing that as well. And they were very, very successful. I just don't think that now for a basketball player, if you're a hooper right now and you're, for example, very tall or very short, work on every skill. Work on every single skill. But the most important thing you should work on is footwork. I genuinely believe that I have good footwork because I started in the post. And then after that, like I could just build on it. Because your feet are the first thing that's on the, like it's the first thing that touches the ground. I really started to see my game change when I developed my shot. After I developed my jump shot, while everybody was telling me not to shoot, and that running joke of tall players wanting to shoot threes, I was that center that loved to shoot threes. Even though I was missing them, I did not care. Because I was rebounding, I was blocking shots, I was doing everything that everybody else didn't want to do. And just getting everybody else's offensive rebounds. And I can shoot too. And you may not believe it, but I put in the work and I feel like I should also be able to do that. After I developed my jump shot, I could just drive off a pump fake, because bigs are very slow, and if they are like quick, you can just hit them with like a jab step or something. I just did a jab step. Yeah, you can just hit them with a jab step or something, and then they'll like move one way and you just go the other way, you know, until you like find a matchup that's your perfect matchup. But that's when you actually really, really grow. I don't think that you should limit yourself because of somebody else's opinion. Fair enough if you're on a team and they want you to play the 5, but if you're open and you want to shoot a 3, just shoot the 3. It doesn't. You're gonna get benched anyway, so you might as well shoot the 3. And if you don't get benched, that's even better. That means you're valuable on the court. More than likely, you're the one that's doing the rebounding. You're the one that's blocking shots, communicating on defense. I'm showing all the love to the bigs. All the bigs out there that are getting any love from their players. I'm showing you love. I see you out there doing your thing, alright? And as guards, I genuinely believe that today, especially because there's so many big guards, you have to learn how to post up. Like have a couple post up moves in your bag, like turn around, fade, or spin off the block. Or if you're really, really big, strong guards, like just bully them into the paint and hit them with a pump fake, and then finish. When you're in that position, you can actually put your players in a better position to score. Because as a point guard, your responsibility is get the team involved, get the offense going, etc. But sometimes you're in the game and like you just see an advantage because you have the ball and you're always thinking. So you just gotta think, sweet, how am I gonna get these assists? How am I gonna get my teammates involved? If you're a good point guard, if you're a selfish point guard, just do you. I'm not hating. Do you just get your 35 and 10, 5? You know what I mean? I just feel like the next evolution of basketball is gonna be completely positionless. We have players out there like Bol, which is 7'3", doing ridiculous things like between the legs, step back threes. We have Kevin Durant. I don't really need to explain what Kevin Durant does. Everybody knows Kevin Durant. PG, Paul George is like 6'10". That's wild. And he plays like he's 6'1". That's insane. Giannis, he even needs to adjust his game. The only reason, my opinion, that LeBron is, producing the level he's producing right now is because he adjusted his game. He's the only person that's that consistent with his game right now because he's continuously evolving with basketball. So for example, let's just say LeBron got stuck just like driving, bodying people and just dunking on them all the time. And then Stephen Curry, changed the game with him shooting threes. If LeBron didn't change his game with the shooting threes, like he would have been left. Like for example, what happened to Carmelo Anthony? No one even knows, but Carmelo Anthony was one of the greats. He was up there with LeBron. But now, like, people don't even think Carmelo is that good, but Carmelo is amazing, right? But he did not adjust his game. This is just my personal opinion, obviously. No hate on Carmelo if you watch this video. And the NBA is about to draft a player that is 7'5" that can do everything. If you don't think that the game has evolved, then you're gonna get left behind. If you think that point guards are like from like 5'9" to like 6'1" and shooting guards are from like 6'2" to 6, all that height stuff and like, boxing people in, if you're continuing to think like that, you're going to be left behind. I've made a couple videos that can help you with your overall development as a basketball player. I'm gonna do my best to bring the most value possible so your game can be advanced. And then when you're put into a position where you are showcasing your skills, you can just be placed in any team and put in any situation, and you will always know what to do based off instincts and the hard work that you have put in. Like and subscribe to my channel so I can continue bringing you value and help you develop your game so you can be the best player that you can become. The rest of the middle, rest at the end.